Hello everyone and welcome to my Y&R Insider 24 update channel. Claire caught cheating as Kyle drops surprise proposal. Updates and spoilers for The Young and the Restless hint that Claire Newman might be feeling guilty and anxious about her infidelity. Will Claire still agree to accept Kyle Abbott's ring after she has crossed boundaries with Holden Novak? When it comes to romantic relationships, Claire is pretty skeptic. Claire lacks experience in relationships, which makes it difficult for her to deal with the challenges in her romance with Kyle. Despite her deep love for Kyle, they are struggling with trust issues and finding a common ground on how to resolve them. Kyle is eager to move forward, but Claire has been hesitant at every turn. Holden, who has admitted that he likes everything about Claire and can no longer hide his feelings, is becoming closer to Claire at the same time. Y&R has set the stage for Claire to potentially cross a line with Holden, whether that means sharing a kiss or taking things further. What if Claire gives in to her Holden feelings, and then regrets it? However, Claire might later feel remorse for giving in to her growing feelings for Holden. If she allows her relationship with Holden to escalate, panic could set in, making her realize just how much she desires to reconcile with Kyle. One can easily picture Claire surprising Kyle by seeking him out and abruptly declaring her acceptance of his marriage proposal. She could assert that they should tie the knot, travel to Paris, and engage in all the activities Kyle has been proposing. It's possible that Claire could overcompensate for her infidelity by suddenly agreeing to everything Kyle wishes for. Claire might apologize too much, lie to herself, and act too strongly. Claire may tearfully express her regret for not supporting Kyle's plans in the past and promise him that she is fully committed now. A part of Kyle would be ecstatic if Claire had a change of heart and was eager to progress so quickly, but another part of him might feel doubtful. This is particularly true if Claire appears excessively emotional and not quite herself. Eventually, Claire might admit to having betrayed Kyle with Holden, leaving him in shock. As Claire becomes the one pleading for a fresh start, this could be a major plot twist for the couple. Keep an eye out for updates regarding any drama involving Claire and Holden's infidelity, as Y&R spoilers indicate that Kyle may be facing some troubling news regarding his relationship, which is already strained. Be sure to catch up on everything happening with Y&R right now. Come back here often for The Young and the Restless spoilers, news, and updates. Leading lady returns plus character debut. The Young and the Restless spoilers for the week of September 22nd to 26th indicate some bombshells on the horizon, plus a flurry of casting news. Below, discover who's coming and who's going in Genoa City over the next 5 days and beyond. Welcome back, Tracy Abbott. The Young and the Restless spoilers remind fans it's been a hot minute since Tracy Abbott, played by the much-loved Beth Maitland, has been seen in GC. The good news is that she'll appear during the Monday, September 22nd episode when she reconnects with Kane Ashby, now played by Billy Flynn. Y&R viewers may recall that before Kane left the little town, when the character was played by Daniel Goddard, in 2019, he and Tracy flirted with the idea of a romance, so it'll be interesting to see her reconnect with her old friend. Tracy will also have a chat with Phyllis Summers, Michelle Stafford, as they talk about the trauma that Martin Laurent, Christopher Cousins, caused the both of them. Sienna Bacall debut. A few weeks ago, it was made public that the CBS soap's new Sienna Bacall character would be played by soap opera veteran Tamara Braun. Reports at that time revealed that Braun was set to debut in September, so could Bacall enter the GC equation next week? There's only one more full week of September left, so Y&R fans will have to tune in to find out. In other casting notes, Kate Fairbanks will be seen this week as Tessa Porter continues to struggle with her marriage. Tessa's wife Mariah Copeland, Cameron Grimes, left town to seek help, but before she did, she confessed that she tried to kill a man during her business trip, which is why she's been so distant. Tessa will talk to Daniel Romalotti, Michael Griside, in the Monday, September 22nd episode, so it sounds like she will tell him about the revelation. Are you pumped for the week of September 22nd to 26th? Comment below. Watch your favorite CBS soap daily and check out this site often for the best Young and the Restless spoilers, news, and updates. Claire caught cheating as Kyle drops surprise proposal, a Young and the Restless deep dive. The Young and the Restless has always thrived on complicated romances, secrets that don't stay buried for long, and the endless tug-of-war between loyalty and temptation. The latest arc involving Claire Newman, Kyle Abbott, and Holden Novak is shaping up to be one of those storylines that ripples across Genoa City, pulling in multiple characters and leaving heartbreak in its wake. With spoilers hinting at a possible infidelity scandal colliding with a surprise marriage proposal, the stakes couldn't be higher for the young Newman-Abbott romance. What follows is a detailed, layered exploration of how this could all unfold, packed with emotional turmoil, dramatic choices, and classic soap opera fallout. Claire's inexperience and emotional turmoil. Claire Newman, still adjusting to life in Genoa City and carving out her identity away from the manipulative shadow of her mother Jordan, is not someone who has a wealth of relationship experience. In fact, much of her storyline since arriving on Y&R has been about rebuilding trust, finding her footing, and learning how to form genuine connections. Her romance with Kyle Abbott felt like a fairy tale at first, two legacy families, drawn together by attraction, fate, and circumstance. But beneath that surface connection lies a very real challenge. Claire's lack of romantic history makes it difficult for her to know how to handle conflicts when they arise. Kyle, a seasoned Abbott who has weathered breakups, betrayals, and even a custody war over little Harrison, approaches relationships with a very different lens. He wants stability, commitment, and someone who can stand beside him when family drama inevitably rears its head. Claire, on the other hand, is still learning the basics of compromise, trust, and what it means to commit fully. The cracks are already showing. Where Kyle sees progress, moving in together, planning a trip, even talking about marriage, Claire sees pressure. She loves him deeply but feels cornered by his eagerness to define their future. Add to this her unresolved trauma and the dangerous temptation of Holden Novak, and it's clear Claire is navigating emotional quicksand. Holden Novak, the confidant turned temptation. Holden Novak entered the Genoa City scene as an outsider, mysterious, charming, and refreshingly different from the entitled business heirs and schemers that usually populate the Y&R canvas. His chemistry with Claire was immediate. At first, it seemed harmless. Holden was someone she could talk to about her fears, her guilt, and her doubts about living up to Kyle's expectations. But Holden has since made it abundantly clear that his interest isn't platonic. He has openly confessed that he's drawn to her vulnerability, her kindness, and the way she listens without judgment. For someone like Claire, who constantly feels like she's disappointing people or not living up to their standards, Holden's unconditional acceptance is intoxicating. He doesn't demand she be perfect, he doesn't push her into a future she isn't sure she's ready for. Instead, he offers her the kind of comfort and patience she craves. Naturally, there is a risk that this emotional closeness will turn romantic. A lingering glance, a too long hug, a moment where words trail off but the silence says everything, the writing is on the wall. It's only a matter of time before a kiss happens. And in true soap fashion, that kiss could escalate into something Claire deeply regrets. Claire crosses the line. The pivotal moment occurs when Claire confides in Holden once more, feeling emotionally overwhelmed following a heated argument with Kyle regarding their future. He listens. He soothes. He tells her that she deserves to be happy in her own way. And in a split second of weakness, fueled by confusion and vulnerability, Claire gives in. Whether it's just a kiss or something more physical, the result is the same. She betrays Kyle. Immediately, the guilt consumes her. Unlike seasoned Y&R characters who can bury secrets for years, Claire doesn't have the poker face for it. She's young, inexperienced, and still haunted by her dark past with Jordan. She can't ignore the betrayal because her conscience won't let her. Instead, panic sets in. Did anyone see? Will Holden tell? Could Kyle sense something is off the next time he touches her hand? Naturally, the irony is that Kyle has been preparing something completely different, a romantic surprise proposal that could alter everything, while Claire is spiraling out of control. Kyle's surprise proposal. Kyle has been orchestrating a grand gesture without being aware of Claire's betrayal. He believes that the turbulence in their relationship stems from uncertainty, so what better way to anchor them than with a ring and a promise of forever? He plans something heartfelt yet elaborate, perhaps a dinner at society, or a family gathering where he can surprise her in front of loved ones. Maybe even a spontaneous trip to Paris, where he can drop down on one knee with the Eiffel Tower sparkling behind them. In Kyle's mind, this is exactly what Claire needs, reassurance that he is all in, that their love is strong, that their bond is worth fighting for. He is sure that she will say yes. After all, despite their struggles, he sees how much she loves him. What Kyle doesn't realize is that his timing couldn't be worse. For Claire, the proposal feels like a lifeline and a noose at the same time. Saying yes might be her way of overcompensating to Kyle and to herself by demonstrating that she is still committed, loyal, and capable of being his partner. On the other, every word out of her mouth feels like a lie the moment she remembers Holden's touch. This tension sets the stage for a soap classic, a proposal drenched in secrets, lies, and tears waiting to be shed. Overcompensation by Claire true to form, Claire may swing hard in the other direction. Terrified of losing Kyle and desperate to hide her guilt, she could throw herself into the engagement with manic energy. She might suddenly agree to everything she previously resisted, getting married quickly, traveling with him, even starting a family sooner than she originally planned. Kyle, while thrilled at first, can't ignore the sudden change in her demeanor. Claire is emotional, almost frantic in her apologies for not being supportive before. She extols her desire to become his wife and to dispel any doubts about their relationship. To Kyle, it's both a dream come true and a red flag. Why does it feel like she's trying too hard? The cracks will eventually widen. Whether through Holden's loose lips, Claire's guilty conscience, or someone else stumbling onto the truth, Kyle is bound to find out. And if he does, the repercussions could be devastating. The fallout, Kyle learns the truth. The worst thing that could happen to Claire is if Holden tells the truth out of jealousy or genuine guilt. Summer Newman might have overheard a conversation. Maybe Audra Charles, ever the opportunist, gets wind of the betrayal and uses it to her advantage in business or personal schemes. However it comes out, the revelation devastates Kyle. Betrayal has a greater impact on Kyle than on the majority of people. He's lived through Lola's heartbreak, Summer's betrayals, and the painful collapse of his marriage. To have Claire, someone he trusted to be different, someone he saw as pure and honest, betray him is shattering. The engagement ring becomes a symbol of foolishness, the grand gesture soured by the timing. The big question is whether Kyle can forgive Claire. Will he interpret it as evidence that she is not prepared for the kind of commitment he requires or as a one-time error brought on by insecurity? And for Claire, will this become her defining Newman scandal, marking her place in Genoa City as yet another character who fell victim to temptation? Side plot tie-ins. While this love triangle takes center stage, Y&R spoilers also tease other major returns and debuts that could intertwine with the drama. Tracy Abbott's return. Once the truth is revealed, Tracy, who has always been the Abbott family's heart, may become Kyle's confidant. She is the ideal sounding board due to her experience surviving heartbreak, compassion, and wisdom. She might even urge Kyle to consider forgiveness, reminding him of the family's long history of second chances. Sienna Bacall's debut. Tamara Braun's new character could enter the Genoa City scene right in the middle of this mess. Sienna might become an unexpected mentor to Claire, guiding her through the guilt and teaching her how to confront mistakes head-on. Or, in classic soap twist fashion, she might have ties to Holden, complicating everything further. Mariah and Tessa's struggles. With Mariah gone and Tessa confiding in Daniel, the theme of relationships under pressure weaves throughout multiple storylines. Claire's turmoil with Kyle mirrors what Tessa is going through in her own marriage, raising questions about honesty, forgiveness, and whether love alone is ever enough. Where does everything lead? The arc titled Claire Cheating While Kyle Proposes is full of possibilities. If Claire confesses, it could lead to an emotional reset for their relationship, with Kyle deciding whether he can handle her flaws and inexperience. If the truth comes out another way, the betrayal might be too much for him to stomach, leading to a painful breakup and pushing Claire further into Holden's orbit. One thing is certain, Claire's storyline is about growth through mistakes. She doesn't know how to get out of this, not like experienced soap plotters who know how to manipulate, hide, or plan. Her guilt will eventually consume her, and the truth will come to light. It remains to be seen whether this ultimately strengthens or destroys her romantic relationship with Kyle. Nonetheless, it ensures that Y&R fans will experience weeks of gripping drama.